Yet another whistleblower has been gunned down. He allegedly blew the lead on a dodgy tender in the Department of Home Affairs. Businessman Marumo Eric Phenya was found dead in his vehicle in Roodepoort last month. The shooting happened while he was on his way home after dropping his children at school. Let's talk now to Liezl Groenewald from Whistleblower House. She's currently attending a conference in Kigali, Rwanda, speaking about the protection of whistleblowers. Liezl, good afternoon. Welcome to Today here on ENC. Thank you very much for joining us on this somber note. I mean, this case, it's a very sad case because it has gone largely unreported until recently, as we are talking to you recently as today. And the gentleman in question is Marumo Eric Phenya, who was gunned down just 3 weeks after he reported a conspiracy to commit murder case at a police station. I mean, it just highlights again for you and everybody the importance of protecting whistleblowers.
Yeah. Thank you for the invitation to be here, Dan. And yes, like you said, I spoke this morning at a conference here of the Business Ethics Network of Africa and also on behalf of the Ethics Institute and the Whistleblower House on the protection of whistleblowers. And my theme was actually protecting the unprotected. And I mean, Mr. Phenya's death, like you say, that's gone largely unreported. Is another shocking event that hit us right between the eyes. He went to the police. He went to the police to report that his life was in danger. And in fact, his wife's life was also in danger from what I understand from the media reports. And so, you know, the question is, why didn't the police do something? 3 weeks later, he was killed. It tells us that in those 3 weeks, the police did absolutely nothing. Now we have our president that said the law, that the Department of Justice has been tasked to review the Protected Disclosures Act. But, you know, we are all wondering, we being civil society organizations, are they going to actually ask whistleblowers, how can the law be changed to really protect whistleblowers? Because, Marumo was not protected at all, even though he asked for protection by reporting the situation that he was in.
Yet again, the system let him down. What the president, you say, talks about the laws. I mean, having better legislation might be good enough, but there's more that is needed.
Yeah. Better legislation is wonderful. We all look forward to that. But we know also that the wheels turn slowly. So I don't expect this new legislation very soon. But we need a body or an agency, or call it what you want, that is independent, where whistleblowers can go to, where they can report that they are being threatened, where they can report their cases, and where those cases are investigated independently. And then also where this agency or body provides further assistance to the whistleblower, pretty much like the Whistleblower House is doing by, providing legal advice or access to legal advice to the whistleblowers, by facilitating access to psychiatrists, psychologists, medical professionals, and the like, where this agency can do a risk analysis around the whistleblower, but not only just the whistleblower, also the family of the whistleblower. According to the report that I've read on News 24, there were threats to Mrs. Phenya's life as well. You know, so there's, and then of course we know that he dropped off his children. So those threats directly probably impacted his children. Yeah, so much more is needed than just changing the law.
I mean, yeah, much more is needed. I mean, when Babita Deokaran was gunned down in August 2021, there was public outrage and debate and focus yet again. Spotlight was shown yet again on the importance of protecting whistleblowers. But here we're sitting today, Mr. Marumo Phenya is no more, and his wife was also threatened, as you say. And it all revolves around a very dodgy IT tender that the company of Mrs. Phenya was involved with when they realized that a senior government official, allegedly working in the Home Affairs, was somehow involved in an alleged dodgy deal. But since then, there was a disciplinary hearing, I understand, within Home Affairs, and I don't know how that has gone. But these processes do not seem advocate. I mean, he even laid a charge, he opened a case, but there was a disciplinary inquiry within the department, but he's dead now. I mean, these processes are not enough.
No. I mean, dealing with that person within Home Affairs through a disciplinary charge, or who knows what has happened there, that doesn't set it right. It definitely doesn't celebrate Mr. Phenya's life. And what I really find strange also, Dan, like you've mentioned, is we didn't hear anything about Mr. Phenya's assassination. I read about it on LinkedIn, or someone forwarded me a message, and it was posted on a forensic organization that's helping the family. And that was the first I heard, and that was about, let's say, 4 or 5 days ago. So there was all this hype, rightly so, with our other whistleblowers and Babita Duperan specifically. But Marumo, nothing. And it's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And that police didn't do anything.
Yeah, okay, Liezl, I know you're attending a conference and we're also out of time here. I just want to conclude the following. I mean, were it not of today's story in News 24, we would not be talking about Mr. Marumo Eric Phenya at the moment. It's very sad that we've somehow become desensitized, it looks like, in South Africa, when yet there's another murder and we just can't, life goes on, which is a tragedy. But what's your message in Kigali? You've addressed the conference there about how to protect whistleblowers. In a nutshell, very briefly, if you may, in less than a minute, what is your key message?
Okay. What I basically said today is that the whistleblowers must protect themselves because, like in all other countries, there's a whistleblower protection laws here as well. But it is incumbent on the organizations where employees report whistleblowing, report misconduct, that those organizations treat their whistleblowers with respect, that they protect them from retaliation, and that they commit to looking after the whistleblowers. But then also, whistleblowers must protect themselves, as I've said, and there's a non-retaliation toolkit that I wrote. It's on the Ethics Institute's website, that gives guidance to would-be whistleblowers on what to do in order to protect themselves from harassment.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Liezl. We've shared the whistleblower website, the .org website, plus other details at the bottom of the screen. So in case people are watching and they really want to approach you. Thank you very much, Liezl Groenewald from Whistleblower House.